Hey there, welcome to Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. Let's talk about how to handle a catastrophe in the garden. Well, no snow, but we got a lot of ice. We're gonna have to find a way to shore this thing up. Got a little hole right in here, but it's better than nothing. You can feel that it's warmer in there, so I think we succeeded. Got a little bit of a shell in here now. This part. That actually helps the structural integrity of this contraption. Don't lose these guys, they got iced up. If I can just close that up a little bit, it's going to be freezing the whole time, so it should keep. Yeah, hard shell. So yeah, definitely no snow. We got a lot of crunchy ice. That's about it. I mean, there could be snow in that, but no, it just came down all night. It's pelletized rain, tiny little freezing rain, and well, you know, it's different. That's for sure. It's cold out here. Yeah, see, that formed a nice hard shell around that elderberry. Yeah, the mustard's gone. Gonna lose that. It's perpetual spinach. I've had it survive through a snow, but I'm pretty sure I've never had it survive at, what is it right now, 19? Got to 17 this morning. So tomorrow morning's supposed to be a little bit lower, so we'll be in freezing temperatures for 24 hours. That's the tropics, huh? How you got with Phoebe's?
Oh yeah, I took some out of here on one of them, and I threw the ice, and she went after it, and she caught it, but it just it broke.
Look, she's ready for you to throw it. Uh-oh, here we go, mud dog.
Flung ice everywhere.
Oh, well, here we are on the frozen vegetables aisle. There's our cabbage we left out. I think it did fine. That lettuce is a goner. All right, well, we've survived the first night of our 36-hour very hard freeze. It got down to 17 last night and covered the garden with ice. The sun's melting it all off now, but it's still freezing, and there's icicles forming where the runoff's coming off the house. So yeah, this is unusual for us. We're gonna have another freezing night. It's gonna get down to 14 tonight. And well, a lot of the stuff we're trying to save, like that tree right there, that's a citrus tree. I think it'll pull through. It's gonna have some damage for sure, but it'll survive. It's got a heat lamp under those sheets. But yeah, the rest of the garden, most of it's not gonna make it. And the things that I tried to save, the things that I am saving, they're safe tucked in the garage and in the house, but I didn't have room for a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff is gonna die. Man, that's a bummer, isn't it? When you face a gardening challenge, like you have a flood, you have a drought, or like I have tonight, you have a deep, deep freeze that's guaranteed to kill off anything that's out there that's not covered, or anything you can't bring inside. That's a challenge, and that hurts. But we gardeners, I think we too often have the mindset that our plants are so precious that we've got to go to every length to protect them. You know, I know I've read about and seen gardeners online that they're hesitant to even trim their seedlings and prune their plants and to thin their seedlings so that they all come up healthy. And you know, it's hard to do that because we have an emotional attachment to our plants. And I think that that's difficult for many gardeners to lose plants to catastrophe. But I just want to encourage you to remember these are plants and they'll grow back. You can sow new ones again. Even if you have a perennial crop or a nice citrus tree and the weather takes it back, or insects come along and wipe it out. That can be treated as a tragedy, and you can be depressed about it, and you can say, oh no, my garden's ruined. Or you can take a better attitude, I think, and see it as an opportunity to start over, start new, start something different. Maybe do something that you've always wanted to do but didn't have the room to do. Well, now you have it. So my garden right now, most of what's in there needs to come out by around March 1st. It looks like after this week, our winter here will actually be over for real. I hope so, because that's when I'm putting my plants out. And so anything that's left in that garden right now, we're just 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks away from when I need those beds to be cleared. And so I didn't bother to cover a lot of those things out there. I harvested from it. I brought in a lot of harvest. I left the carrots and I left a few other things out there. But most of that's going to die. I think that even my kohlrabi is going to be knocked back tonight when it's 15 degrees outside and howling wind. So they're tiny little seedlings. I could cover them. But, you know, I've worked enough out there. I'm tired. It's very cold. We're not used to that. We're also facing the possibility of blackouts and power outages. They were doing rolling blackouts in the region because the demand on the power stations around the region, it was too much. As it turns out, they were really just tripping from over usage. And, well, we may lose power some point between now and tomorrow. And, well, that would be no fun, would it? But we look at that as an opportunity to learn how to get through a cold night, an opportunity how to push our resources that we do have here and make use of them. We have a gas oven and a gas stove. We have a fireplace that we never use. And so if it comes to it, it's an opportunity for us to learn something and to make the best of the opportunities we have. So I want to encourage you in the garden to think that way. Think about plants as, well, they only have a lifespan that's so long. If they're annuals, they're just going to live a season. If they're perennials, they do have a lifespan as well. And eventually, something's going to come along, like a hurricane, or like a cold snap, or like a swarm of locusts or something. Something's going to come along and wipe out that plant. It's up to you to have the right attitude and start over. Just start over. That's the beauty of gardening. Right here, I have an example of a disappointment. I don't know if you can see that. That's my single seed challenge. Well, it came up and it's struggling, and I really don't think it's gonna make it. It's got a couple of new leaves on it, but, well, it's just a single seed. Risky. But I think if it doesn't happen in a week or two, I'm gonna plant another one. I'm gonna start over. That's what you do. You just start over. You got to have the mindset that it's just a minor setback and you've got the entire season ahead of you. And you can always grow something if you live in Zone 9A. You can probably always grow something wherever you live. You might have to grow something indoors. Yeah, I've got all these plants here under the lights just waiting to get outside. They really need to start getting hardened off. But boy, this whole week is going to be too cold for that. So that sets me at least at 2.5 weeks before these can go outside. But during that time, though I've got a lot of dead plants and dying plants in my garden right now, I can go out there when it warms up slightly and just work the beds, and I can get them ready for this planting. So it's all about attitude. Gardeners got to have a good attitude, because what we're doing is we're tending living things that are delicate, and sometimes they die. Sometimes things happen. So yeah, that's what's going on around here. Thanks for joining me on Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. I hope that you enjoy our videos and you find the content we put out has some value to it. If you do, please subscribe. I invite you to join our community and leave your comments down below. Thank you. Happy gardening to you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Can't get all that ice out of your Frisbee, huh? Is it iced up?